The only challenge I want to challenge people is that when you get a challenge, you should be focused on looking for a solution. I need $40,000. How can I be able to get this $40,000? That is when now I started to Google, check online. What is other ways to people fund their education to United States? I got a number of them through scholarship, through government loans. So because a scholarship application, it's very tedious process, especially if you are not the kind of a person who likes to write so much. So for my end, I decided not to look for alternative. So what is the alternative for if I don't have a scholarship? I went now for a loan. I tried to check government loans in Kenya. I could not be able to get one. Then I came across some international loans that are in the US. That were two of them. One
is it really worth it to take up these loans to come and study in the United States?
Basically, 100% worth it. As you may know that the opportunity to enter in the United States of America, it's 100% worth it. If that loan can give you a chance to get to the land of opportunity, it's worth it. Don't hesitate.
There's somebody who may be watching and doesn't know anything about loans financing. What is the process of applying to this loan? Because maybe I want it and I don't know how to do it.
The process of applying for Empower loan.
It's a curious thing to me that so many of you have chosen to tune into this podcast, and I'm truly grateful for your time. My commitment to you still remains to raise the bar of our conversations and empower you to improve your life. Please do me one favor. Hit that subscribe button to become part of our community. It truly means the world to me. In today's episode, we are diving deeper into a topic that is not often discussed. Is taking a loan from a US agency worth it if scholarships are not forthcoming? And can startups really pave the way to success if you can't find a job after your undergraduate? Join us as we hear from Mweni, a beneficiary of such loans and an expert in startups currently based in the United States. Let's dive into the details and see what insights he has to offer. So Samuel, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm happy. I'm glad you invited me here.
Thank you very much. And so Samuel, to start us off, why do you think somebody should sit down, or somebody who has clicked into this video should sit down and listen to us the entire period? What are people going to gain from the information that you're going to share in this platform today?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's very important for someone to watch this video, especially if you're a young man and you're looking for opportunity to study abroad, or not even looking for opportunity to study abroad, but you want to better your future. This is the channel that you are supposed to be, because this channel, Victor is sharing all the information that young men and women are looking for them to be able to study abroad.
Oh, okay, so thank you very much. And today I know we are going to share broadly so many topics, starting from startups, going all the way to how you are studying in the United States and all the experiences that you've had so far. And somebody is going to gain a lot from this video. So Samuel, what are you doing in the USA? You are in Washington, D.C. and
what that's the better part of it. Yes. I'm in the capital city of the United States of America. Okay. I think that's a dream place for almost everyone, to be in D.C.
So what are you doing in D.C.?
Currently, I'm a student at American University. I'm pursuing my master's degree in data science.
Okay. All right. Thank you and welcome. So it is like everybody at times has a dreaming to where they should go, and some dream to go to Europe. Were you dreaming to be in the United States at some point in your life? Is this your dream to be in the United States, or when did you dream?
Yeah, I have always been dreaming to be in the United States, and I think the dream started way back when I was even very little boy, because I'm coming from an extended family, and one of the person in the family had traveled to America, and I've overheard the stories about America. So all my life I was like, oh, I want to go to America. One day we'll go to America.
Okay.
Yeah, but finally I'm here.
So
And I like it there. I like it here.
It's a dream that started way back. Like you saw some of your cousins and
Yeah.
your relatives who are here, and you say that you also would want to be in America at some point in your life.
Yeah, sure. Since I was young, because you could hear the story of America, how America is, and also from the movies that we watch, I become so much curious about, oh, I need to be in America one day. I could sleep and dream traveling to America. You can't imagine. But because sometimes dreams are valid, I keep on pursuing, and until now, I'm here.
You're here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And you are doing your master's in you're doing your master's in data science.
Yes.
At American University.
Yeah.
And just briefly, because I know we'll talk about this later in the interview, you are in American University and you did not come in with a scholarship or your personal funds, but you are here funding your education.
Yeah.
Just in like 1 minute or so, talk about how you're funding your education in American University.
Yeah, so interesting. During application processes, I applied to American University. The university was generous enough to give me a partial scholarship.
Okay.
But the partial scholarship was not enough to cover for my full funding. So I had to look for other alternatives. So I tried to apply for several scholarships, and none of them could go through.
Okay.
So because a scholarship application, it's very tedious process, especially if you are not someone who is very that kind of a person who likes to write so much and all that. So it becomes so it is possible, but it's become a little bit difficult. So for me, because I was not very good, and also I didn't have so many professors back in the former university who I could rely to, because I could
could recommend you,
who could recommend me.
Okay.
So I think that was also the biggest disadvantage, because if you need to get a scholarship, you need to have a professor who will be able to write for you a recommendation. I could tell a professor, I need your recommendation, and he will be there until the scholarship deadline reach. I could not get the recommendation. So the key factor is that if you are able to get a professor who will be able to write for you recommendation, it's becoming easier for scholarship. So for my end, I decided not to look for alternative. So what is the alternative for if I don't have a scholarship? So I went now for a loan.
So you're funding your education in American University with a loan.
Yes.
And life is going on normally and everything is well. You are continuing your education.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So we'll talk about that later into the interview. And also your visa was approved with these documents from loans and the partial scholarship that you got from the university, without like showing your personal funds that you have in the bank.
I did both. I had my personal finance and the loan, although they didn't ask for my personal finance, because also the university didn't approve all the loan that I had borrowed. So I had also to cover some of them with my personal finance. Yeah, but all my personal finance was very little. But the visa officer didn't ask about my personal finance. He just asked the loan approval later. I gave her the loan approval letter, and she was like, "Oh, nice," and she approved my visa just like that.
Okay, so we'll talk about that, how you got to apply to this loan and everything that is required to get the loan and all the steps that you did later in the interview. But you are saying that your visa was approved with the loan letter and with the admission letter that you had and the few funds that you had in your account.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about your undergraduate.
Oh, yeah.
You did your undergraduate in Technical University of Mombasa, right?
Yes. I did my undergraduate at Technical University Mombasa way back in 2015 to 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the year I graduated, 2019.
So you can talk about your undergrad, what you did, and
So
how it was, and maybe how it helped you in applying to some of these opportunities.
oh, sure. My undergraduate life was the most interesting part because I joined Technical University 2015, and that it was the second class in the university to do computer science. It was a new course, and we were 54 of us in the class. So during that time, I remember during my first 2 years, I was so focused
Okay.
with my education. I didn't know that at the end of the day, this will really help me out because I was scoring A's all through my first year and my second year.
Okay.
Yeah. So back when now I was in third year, I started doing other things. I dropped a little bit, but not that. I was now getting some A's and B's, some A's and B's. Then at the end, when time we are graduating, I managed to graduate with a second class upper. Just mess around 0.3 points to get
a first class.
Faster class, yeah.
Okay, so which course did you do in Technical University?
I did statistics and computer science.
All right. So you were among the first people to do that course in Technical University of Mombasa.
Yes.
Because I think this is a university that in Kenya it came later on. Like it's not like the big old universities like Nairobi University and Kenyatta University. So okay, so you were there doing your undergrad, and then as you were doing your undergrad, because I've seen it like in your profile, you started venturing to some other things, and this is generally startups. You started venturing into startups during your undergrad.
Yeah, so the fun study story is that during the time I was in undergrad, finances was a little bit difficult for me to arise. So, as a university student, I had to come up with different ways. I started selling clothes, but then at some point, I was now to become a little bit more innovative. I started, my first startup was on helping students to do projects, collecting data and all that stuff. So when I was working on that, then I met one of my friends who was so much impressed by whatever I was doing, because I was having so many projects I was running in the school with the professors until he said, hey, this guy. So this guy introduced me now to the startup world, because he was already working on a startup and was like, oh, okay, you can join us and see what we can do. So now that was early third year. I joined startup, and I started working now building.
Okay. Before we go to, because there may be somebody who's watching, personally, I did not know so much about startups.
Yes.
Like, this is an opportunity for very many people who are innovative, and they are maybe doing their undergraduate, or they have just finished university. This is one way that you can start something, and it can make you know so many people, network, and earn from that. Maybe you can talk about, like, what is a startup?
Oh, a startup is creating a new venture. A startup can be in a form of a business. If you're starting a small business, can be also, but most startup is something that you are creating, that you are having the idea of that it can become a very big company in the future. So a startup is a big company being started from a small thing.
All right, as you build it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can talk about now how you went to the startup world and how you started getting benefits from these startups that you started.
Oh yeah, sure. So we started. I joined one of the startup when I was in third year, and we started working on. It was all about all students. We were all students at Technical University of Mombasa. All students who were doing IT. Yeah, I was in computer science, but the rest, we were two of us who were in computer science, and the rest were in IT. So we were working on something like helping AI stuff, AI project. And I remember back then we were able to meet the president of the Republic of Kenya,
Okay.
Uhuru Kenyatta. By then, of course, our project was selected as the best innovation of the year, and we started getting chances to be able to meet big people in the country, because many people wanted to know actually what is this guys doing. And I remember, just to mention, we were given a name when we go to most of these offices, like, oh, the president's kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now then, how does somebody, like, what are some of the requirements for you to start, like, to begin to have like a startup? Like, what do I require?
Oh, so what you don't require anything to start a startup. You require a motivation.
You don't need funds.
You don't need funds. Luckily enough, nowadays in Kenya, there are so many incubators that has just come in.
What do you mean by incubators?
Incubator, these are places where they help people who are interested in joining business world or startup world.
Okay.
They help you from ground zero. That is what they did for us. And they helped us to be able to understand the business side of it, how to run a business. And if after that, they fund you, they give you money. They gave us money. When third year in Kenya, they were given almost over $1 million. As you can imagine, you were in university and have been given money to try out your business.
Okay, it's like, so you, through these incubators, you go to them with an idea or a model of something, and then you do, they call it a pitch, you pitch, and then now from pitching, they look at your idea and they evaluate it and then see if they'll fund that idea.
Yes, that is that, and now there is more than that, where you don't need to have an idea.
Okay.
You go there, they train you, they tell you, then you work, you form groups, and then after that you are able to come up with your own idea, and from the training that you get, and they will help you step by step. If you are interested in getting into business, and nowadays you don't have to have any stress. Those incubators and accelerators will help you to get where you want.
So these are opportunities that are there for any person who's maybe an undergrad in their second year, their third year, and they feel like they are innovative, like in business, they can venture into these startup worlds and come up with something that can be great for them. So, and you've talked about the incubators, like, do you have like the names of maybe one of them that you can mention for somebody who wants to venture into this?
Basically, myself, I benefited from a number of them in Kenya. There is Tech Bridge, which is in Mombasa and also Nairobi. If you're in Nairobi, you can get to them. In Mombasa, you can get to them. I have also there is Nilab, there is Pangea, which is also in Nairobi. That's an accelerator, and also there is a number of them in Nairobi Garage. If you go to Nairobi Garage, you'll be able to meet most of the startups that have started in Nairobi, and they will be able to take you to where they were able to get their fundings and how the process has been. Yeah.
Okay. I know the startup world, we had shared early that the startup world opened you to so many opportunities.
Yes.
And I believe it's one of your motivations for venturing and looking into this a broad world. Like, talk about some of the connections that you made in the startup world and how maybe it helped you in moving up the ladder until you came to abroad.
Yeah, so startup world really opened up my mind, because the first trip I took to get outside Kenya went because of startup. We were attending some business conference and all that. So in the startup, it shows you the other side of the world and be able to understand. And also, even when I started startup, the urge for me to come to America increased, because in America is where there is the most successful startups ever happen in the world. Say Google, say Facebook, say Elon Musk and all his startup. Everything's most of the biggest startup are here in America. So we thought like if you could be such a market, that could be a real plus. So it also pushed me like, okay, I need to go to America because this is where most startup. What is the secret behind the success of startups in America?
Okay.
Yeah.
Please do me one favor. Hit that subscribe button to become part of our community. It truly means the world to me. All right, so we are done now with the first part where you talked about your startup world and your undergraduate.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about the USA.
Sure.
And how did it like cross your mind that you now should start doing applications to USA graduate schools?
Me, because it had always been my dream. I started immediately after graduating. I remember after my graduation, after I received my transcript, the first thing I did that night, I applied to different universities in the US. Yeah.
So like you had dreamt and you really wanted this and you started it like immediately after finishing your undergraduate.
So, yeah, I can't remember why I did that, but I remember immediately after getting my transcript, I started applying the same night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which university was this that you are applying to?
I applied a number of universities. The normal one everyone wants to be Harvard University, Stanford University. Let's say because I was so much passionate about going to California, so 80% of the universities I applied were from California State University, and the other Stanford University.
Okay.
The other universities now are in DC because I was just interested in either California or DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you tried to go to these universities. There's somebody maybe who may be watching and doesn't know anything about applying to these universities. Can you maybe talk about one of the application process that you did in applying to, let's say, the university that you are in right now? How was the application process? What did you require? You can tell us stepwise how the application was.
Yeah, so if you are interested in applying to universities, you have to identify the universities that you have interest and try to check if they offer the course that you want to do. Because basically here, not all universities offer all courses. There are some specific universities which offer specific courses. So you identify if your course is being offered there. Then one advice I could say is that be active following up on an admission process of that university, because most of the universities here require you to pay admission fee, which is very expensive. It's application fee, sorry, which is very expensive. If you are in Kenya and you are supposed to pay $200 for application fee, that will be high for you, or anywhere in Africa. It will be high. But if you follow up on that, I followed up on that, and then I was able to get an application fee waiver by attending one of their school admission events online. I was given us application fee waiver, and I used that application fee, that waiver to send my application.
Okay, and any documents that they required you to use, to apply?
Yeah, so they asked for an official transcript that you got from your university, and that are the most important documents that you need. Yeah.
Okay. You'll need your transcript and anything like letters of references?
No, for letters of reference, they requested to you attach the person who will write a reference for you during the application.
All right.
So the person has to send them an email or something like they will fill.
So you just filled the application document, you sent your transcript, and did you write any personal statements or statement of purpose or so?
Yes.
Okay. So that, and then you attached the referees, and that was it.
Yeah, and that was it.
Okay,
I think the decision.
I think for America University, because this hinders some people from applying it. there's that requirement of English proficiency test like
Yes.
TOEFL
Yeah.
or IELTS. How was it like with American University?
It was a must. And but you know, if you are interested in doing something, you will have to find for a way. So me, there was that tab. Now I had to upload my English profession. I checked where I could be able to do one of these exams. It was only in Nairobi. I was in Mombasa, broke. I didn't have even transport to go to Nairobi. How will I pay for the exam?
Okay.
And I said, how do people do this? So I started researching and I realized that there's a way you can write a waiver.
Okay.
So I sat down and write a waiver explaining that I've been taking all my courses in English since I was in primary school to university. So I'm confident enough that I'm proficient in English. And luckily enough, they accepted that.
So you were needed to take it was a must for you to do
Yes, it was a must.
But you asked for an English proficiency waiver and you were granted.
I uploaded that in faith.
And you got...
And it went through.
Yeah, because I remember, like, it's hard. When people are applying for opportunities, maybe to graduate school in the international world, you have application fee, you have some standardized tests to take, they'll need you to do some English waiver. But for your case, you applied for a waiver and you got. So it means if somebody wants this opportunity, they can give their try, like, to see if they'll be will be waived.
I did it not only for one university, even so some other universities. I did it the same, and also I got admissions from those universities. Like, if you have been able to go through school for over 8 years and learning in English, if you write and explain to them that, most of the university consider.
Yeah, in my case also, my university, it was if you've done your undergraduate in English, you don't need to do like the English proficiency test.
Oh, that's wow.
Yeah, so, and they had listed a number of countries there, and luckily Kenya was one of the countries that were in there. So then now you've sent in your application and the waiting process.
So at AU it's kind of a bit different because they tell you when you get the results. The moment you apply, they know the results will be on this date. So if that date, they will send you you just get an email, then you check if you get the chance or you didn't get the chance. They also tell you why you didn't get the chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for your case, luckily you got admission to American University.
Yes.
Now you've gotten the admission to American University, and I know it's an expensive university.
Yeah.
And so tell us, like...
It was a very exciting moment because, you know, before you start knowing anything, that day, you got a scholarship of a scholarship of $26,000. I was like, oh, I converted very fast in Kenyan shillings, and I was like, no, this is a lot of money. Yeah, so I was celebrating, but then after I requested now to know the total fee is when I realized, oh damn, I really need a lot of money to complete. So for the first, I thought it is impossible because AU is the most expensive university in DC and require over $100,000 for you to do data science.
Okay.
And
you had only 26,000.
They only gave me 26,000. So luckily enough, I got one of the professors who became my friend. We were chatting. And I told her the same, no, I cannot be able to provide all this. So I don't know what she did, but she was able to add me another $20,000. So it went to 46.
All right, like you had been given a partial scholarship.
Yes.
Of 26,000 from American University.
Yeah.
And you were there, like you celebrated, but now when the real figures came in, you are surprised how you're going to raise this other remaining amount of money.
Yeah.
And you talked to like a professor there and who added in like some money?
Yes, I talked to one of the professors who works with the financial aid. I told her, like, you know what? I was very excited to get this opportunity, but now I cannot manage because I don't have finance. Is there any way you could help?
And you got the money?
And she added me 20,000.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah.
So it means like if you've gotten admissions and you don't have enough money, you can keep writing emails, negotiate. It's like you're negotiating.
You have
or
to
asking
negotiate because I came to realize many of the students who came to AU with us, they always like, I was the one who get the best deal because people got between 20 to 26,000 a year. Myself, I had 46, and I was like, how were you able to get all this from AU? Do you know anyone? I was like, no, I negotiated my case before I traveled. I was telling them, like, I'm from Africa, I don't have money. Yeah.
So like if you are short of funds and you feel like you're the best person to go to that school, it's possible if you keep writing these emails, you can get somebody. And
not only when you are there, even if you are at the university, even
right now,
this semester I was given $4,000. I told the school I don't have money to pay for my tuition, and they helped me with. You keep on telling them, yeah,
they understand.
They understand. If you're stuck with the money, tell them, but also make sure that you maintain good grades. That is the only thing that will help you to be able to negotiate, especially if you're in the American universities.
Okay, so you've gotten in, you've gotten the admission, you have the scholarship, but it's 46,000. You need all this remaining amount of money.
Yeah.
And let's say if it was my case, I have 46 and I need maybe another 40 on top. I will have left that there because, like, how do you get 40,000 US dollars and you have maybe from Kenya, you don't have a job? So how are you thinking of funding yourself this remaining 40,000? Because that is a lot of money.
Yeah. So, as earlier we talked that I'm a startup guy. We as people who have been in startup, we usually don't care much about how much money is because we're expecting to get a lot in the future. So I looked at the amount, it was a lot. But then I said, like, I need this opportunity. So I need to get this money. I started reaching out to my family, friends, but in Kenya you cannot. I depend on my family level. Different family can rise that.
Yeah.
But my family cannot even rise out of that.
Yeah.
So I started now looking for different option. So the only challenge I want to challenge people is that when you get a challenge, you should be focused on looking for a solution. I need $40,000. How can I be able to get this $4,000? That is when now I started to Google.
Okay.
Check online. What are the ways to people fund their education to United States?
Okay.
I got a number of them through scholarship, through government loans. I tried to check government loans in Kenya. I could not be able to get one. Then I came across some international loans that are in the US. That were two of them. One is Empower Financing, another one is Project Finance. And I sent application to all of them. And first, Project Finance rejected me. Yeah.
Okay, before you talk about those financing bodies, so you checked online and you got different forms of financing. You were trying to solve this solution.
Yeah.
Then you came across these two companies. So these are companies that give loans to students?
Yes, they fund international students.
Okay, what are the names of these companies?
The one is Project Finance and the one is Empower Finance.
Okay. So then now you decided you want to you want to get loans for your funding in your education.
Yeah.
So then how do you apply? Like, let's say you've learned about Empower. So then how do you go ahead and apply to these loans?
So because it's an online portal, I just went ahead, I didn't even put in mind what I need. I just went ahead and started applying the way you're applying for Tala loan.
Okay.
It's no difference, the same.
There are some documents needed?
Yeah, they will require a few of them, but the document that I needed is mostly academic.
Okay.
Your transcript. Yeah. So at first, They will just require you to put your ID number and your transcript.
So your ID number from your home country.
Yes.
And your transcript.
And your transcript.
You said at first, like, does it mean there are different stages of applying for this loan?
Yes. It's not different stages, but when you get to your visa, also they will require you to share to send them their visa for them to be able to send you the money. They have to be sure that you got a visa.
Okay, so you've learned about Empower. You've gone ahead. There's somebody who may be watching and doesn't know anything about loans financing, doesn't know anything about Empower or those loan giving bodies. So you've learned about Empower. You've gone into these loans to apply to these loans. What is the process of applying to this loan? Because maybe I want it and I don't know how to do it.
Okay. The process, the process of applying for Empower loan is the same process as you applying for any other loan.
Okay.
The only difference is that they will require your academic transcript, but they will ask you the same information as you are being asked by any other lender. But now they will ask you to upload your academics, and also they don't lend everybody. Yeah.
Why?
They lend specific. Yes.
Okay. And now, after doing the academics, what next? Sending in the documents with the academic, and
after that, it's being approved immediately if you've qualified. If you don't qualify, you will just know, like the process is done electronically, and the only thing they check is they'll check if you are doing one of the courses that they support.
Oh, so they support. There are some courses that these loans support.
Yes. If you're doing the course that the loan support, if you're going to the university they support, they don't support all the universities also.
Also, like there's particular universities.
Yes, there are particular university they support, and you have a good credit score.
So there's something, a credit score comes in, like
Yes.
they check credit score.
Yeah.
Because I never had, I met credit score here. I did not know anything about credit score.
So many people think, like in Kenya, this is my advice to any young person in Kenya. Those loans that you take of Fuliza and you don't pay. Those loans that you take for Mshwari, Tala, and you don't pay, that might ruin your future.
Okay.
It's better you take them while you have decided now, okay, there is no any other opportunity. But if you're looking for opportunities to go abroad, because now things have changed. Empower has been connected with TransUnion in Kenya. So they have all the data. So they won't really, they will check this person took a loan of 20. I remember one of my friend, he had a loan of like 200 Fuliza.
Okay.
That has not been paid for long, and he didn't get Empower because of that.
So the Empower, they also check so with the credit score, they'll check your background on the money that you've been borrowing, and you've not. Oh yeah, I think it's because you'll give them your ID number.
Yes,
they can be able to track through that.
They will even send you a link to ask you to request you to access your credit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then now they'll do that check, and if it's approved, you'll know. If it's not approved,
do
you know maybe any reasons that may make one's loan application not to be approved?
It's the biggest problem that usual end is that you have a loan that you took and you didn't pay. And you have not still serviced it. Even if you at least make sure you repay the loan. Okay. But if you have not repaid it, I think that is usually the biggest thing that makes people not to be. Even if it's 1 shilling. It's 1 shilling. Empower will not give you money.
Okay. So now you had gotten your application, the loan. So people who are not getting these, they have not gotten scholarship, you encourage them to go the route to try and see if they'll get loans.
Yeah, it's worth it. If you ask me, I will say it's worth it. First of all, I thought it was a burden. Because now, a young one in Kenya, you have a loan of like 70,000 US dollar. That is almost over 10 million Kenya shillings.
Okay.
I was looking myself as the most poorest person. But then, when you come to the US, that is 70,000 is nothing.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Just a quick reminder, please consider subscribing to support the production of high quality content and to ensure we can continue bringing you valuable guests who can empower both you and me effectively. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much. So now you've applied for the loan, you've been given the loan.
Yeah.
So how do you know your loan has been approved? Like, how are these funds? Are you given the funds? Like, are they being put into your account?
No. They never give you the money. The money will be sent to your school.
Okay. So now then, because after getting the loan, now you started the visa application.
Yeah.
What do you use to apply for the visa?
So when they approve you a loan, they give you a document called premisal note. That document is the one which you will give it to the visa officer.
Okay. But before we go to the visa, because you'll need the I-20.
Yes.
After you've gotten the loan, because I-20, this is a document that you'll use as international student to go to the visa officer. So this loan, after it was approved, did you send that document to your school for them to write the I-20?
Yes. That document usually be like the guarantee that you'll be able to get the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you are to go to the visa application.
Yeah.
You had the scholarship, and now you've got the loan letter, but little money from your side.
Yeah.
So then, how do you go ahead? Like, how did you go ahead with the visa application?
So visa application, I had filled the form. I have scheduled for a date, and on that date, I had to carry all my documents. My scholarship from the school, my loan later, and this bank statement that I had in case they are being requested for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now then, it was your visa day. Because I know there are these stories like if you don't have a scholarship, you've got a loan, your visa may be denied. And did you have those kind of fears?
No. I had no, because I had worked for it so hard. And I didn't have any fear because I wanted this. And I was confident enough. The only worry that happens to me when I got to the interview place at the embassy, I would have never gone to the US embassy. I've been to other embassy, but that was my first day. And it was full of people. The other embassy, when you go there, you don't see very many people. So I panicked and I was like, all these people want visas? Oh, that is when I realized that's why there is some high rejection, because very many people. It was full, like very many people.
There were so many people, and so many people want to go to the United States.
Everyone wants to go to the US. I was like, what's going on in America? Everyone wants to go there.
Okay. So maybe you can tell us, like, how was your experience? Like, you went in for the visa?
The fun part is that we were there early in the morning, and it happens that the doors from the embassy could not, the keys, got lost, I don't know. So we until we had the doors were to be at the gate. It was only the gate was to be broken for us to be able to enter.
Okay.
So that gave me some extra time to cool myself. So when they were struggling to break the gate so that we can enter the padlock, I cooled myself, and also it helped me to get a chance to be one of the because people dispersed and now we were to align again.
Okay.
So I got a chance to be at the front.
Okay.
And I think I was the third one to be interviewed that day.
All right. So you've gone in. Now tell us, like, how it was in there.
So I went in the cube where the visa officers they are in. and you are being called one after the other. So there was this guy who was in front of me, a young man who was denied. And I checked at the visa office. I was saying, I don't want to go there. This guy has already denied this person. I don't want to go there. So I saw there was another girl on another window, and she was kind of smiling and all that. So me, I said, no, I'll go to that person, no matter what.
How do you choose to go to a person? Because I think, because in the queue, when you're going for this, you have one long queue. Then whoever is free in the counter or the window, that is the person that you're going to. Let's say this person that you don't want to go to is the only person who's free. How do you choose not to go to that person? And then
this is how prayers. I was praying that he get busy until I am called to another person. And that is what happened. Because after he denied this other person, I don't know, he started doing something until the girl was ready and called me.
Okay, so you did not go to this other person who had denied.
Yeah.
So when you had the girl, what did you talk about?
The girl, the interview was so short and quick. But if I think the only secret for the visa interview, first, work on yourself. The personal presentation matters a lot. Because I could see even the guy who was denied, he went to the visa, he had a short.
A short, dressed in shorts.
He has dressed in a short and a t-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean even you're dressing?
The visa interview is an official interview. You have to go there, look official, something. Yeah. He was asked so many questions because I think the person saw him that maybe this person is not ready or something like that. The guy had not combed his hair. I was also surprised to see that, but maybe I saw myself, maybe I'm outdated, maybe this is how people do it.
Yeah.
But then later on, I realized that could be the reason why this person got rejected.
This is an official interview.
It's an official interview.
You should treat it officially.
Yes.
Okay. And so you were at the counter. What did you talk about? What did they ask you?
They asked me about my school. They told which university are you going, and I was trying to answer, and she was like, okay, there's those procedures, you have to put your fingers, they take your fingerprints and all that stuff. So as I wanted to start answering, she said, okay, can you put your finger on there? So she had also to show me how to put my fingers correctly. So that question also skipped. So the second question was about funding. How are you financing your studies? And I said, I got a loan from Empower. Then she said, okay, fine. Can I get your loan later? So I removed my loan later and gave it to her. So, okay, she told me everything looks fine. I will approve your visa. And that is how it is.
It was your lucky day.
A very lucky day. What happened is that usually when you go there, you have you have passports, passport size that you give the person so that they can use to make your
you to put on your visa.
Put your visa. Okay. When she gave me that letter that your Nini was approved, your visa is approved, I ran away. I forgot.
In Kenya, it's the blue. Is
the
it
blue. Yes, the blue paper. So I ran away. I was like, no, I don't want to remain here until this woman changed her mind. I just want to take my visa. Okay. So I collected my visa. I went away. On my way is when I realized that I had not.
You had not given the passport.
And I'm already outside. I cannot get in. So I just say, okay. I made a call, and they told me, oh, no problem, because when you're applying your visa, you usually attach a photo. So we'll use that to make your visa.
Okay, that was. And what if you will have been denied the visa?
I didn't want to think about that by that moment, and I will try again.
Because when I'm talking to some people who are applying, and we are going through the visa interview, the questions that they may be asked, and then it's now their final day or their final time going in. I always ask them, most of them, what will you do if you'll be denied?
Because it's a matter of trial. You are not sure. In any interview, you are not sure. The only thing is that if you want to come to America, even if you fail that one, it is not the end. You can still reapply.
Yeah. Why I ask these people this question is because when you're going in, you have that high hope that I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
So this question always puts them like at some point they know that this is not a guarantee, and if I be denied, I have to look for an alternative. So that you are not going there, you are denied. That is the end of life.
It's not the end of life. It's not the end of life.
Okay, now you've been given the visa and it's time like for you to, so in the visa you proved that you will fund yourself. You explained like how you're going to fund yourself. You showed the loan letter, and with the I-20 it has like all the, and were you asked anything about what you're going to study, the courses that you're going to take?
They didn't ask that.
Okay.
But my colleague on the other window who was denied, he was asked a lot of questions about the cause and why. And what I observed, because I was hearing, if I could also be the visa officer, maybe I could deny him.
What was he being asked?
He didn't have much information about the cause because he was going to do a computer science. I'm a computer scientist. So the person was asking about the things on the field, and he does not have, he was not aware
so many things about computer science.
Yes.
And I also, because when I was at the visa interview window sometime, when I was checking my visa, there was somebody also who was denied. And the thing with these counters is that whatever you are asked, everybody in the room is listening. Can hear. Whatever you're answering, everybody in the room can hear. This guy, I don't know what happened, but he was talking so low that I couldn't even hear him, and I was so close to him. And then like the visa officer told him, your visa has been rejected. And that is why like I advise somebody who's going there, you're going there alone, you don't know anyone who's around there. It's you, and it's your own, maybe that may be your only chance to prove yourself. Shout and talk out loud.
No one knows you. Even the visa officer, you have never met that person, and you'll never meet the person again.
Talk at your highest voice, not being like shouting, but let the person, because this person is on the other side of the glass, let them hear you, like what you're saying. Okay, now you need to leave and come to the United States. So you've gotten the visa, you've booked your flight, you're in the United States. You know, now this is, you've been given the visa, but no money.
Yes.
You know?
No money.
So you had to look for your own flight.
Yes.
Money for your own flight.
Yes. You pay your own flight. Like you have to be able to sustain yourself for a certain period before the funds comes in. Yeah,
because this is something that it's good that most people know this. You've been given the loan. You may be lucky to get some contribution and you get the flight. Then now you've come into the United States. It's your day one in the United States. You don't know anybody. Sometimes people come in, they don't know anyone, they don't have money. You need to live, you need to eat.
Yeah.
So how long does this money that your loan take to come to your bank account for you to use it?
It depends on the university, but it took a roughly of 2 weeks. The minimum is 2 weeks.
And so 2 weeks without... So you have to plan early and get funds?
You have to plan earlier. You have to be able to know where you will stay. And the money can only come to the university when you are in the United States.
So you're saying the money goes to the university?
Yes. The money will be sent to the university.
Your loan will be sent to the university?
Yes.
Then how do you get this money to use on your expenses?
The university will give it to you.
Okay.
Once you report to the school.
All right. So
yes, once you report to the school, then they'll tell you in 2 weeks' time, you will be able to withdraw all. The difference between Kenyan university and the US university is that any money that belongs to you in the university, you can take it out anytime.
Okay.
Yeah. Through your portal, there's a place where you can ask refund. If you ask for refund, You just withdraw your money and it comes to your bank account. So they don't steal money like the way you got a scholarship and then the money was excess and you are graduating and you cannot get it. Here, all your money will be able to get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the loan now comes to the university and you have to report.
And you have to report to the university. After you have reported to the university, then now you can be able to ask for a refund. When you ask for a refund, the money will be... but now, that is things that you need to have. Like you need to have a bank account, a US bank account.
So when you reach, the first thing is to open a bank account.
You need to open a bank account. Yeah.
And so let's say I've come in, I don't have money, I don't have a place to stay, I don't have like anything, and I need my money. So you mean like all these 2 weeks I'll be staying, like I have to look for my own money?
Yeah, or you look for a friend, because the university will advise you on time before.
Okay.
That, because I remember I reached out to my university and I was telling them like, I'm coming with for a loan. What about the matter of housing? And they were even advising, you can defer if you think you are not ready to come this time. We will hold up your place until the time you are ready.
So it's good to look for some few funds that you can start life for maybe a month or like 2 weeks.
Yes, you just look for money. The most important thing, that look for money so that you can be able to get a place to stay for at least 1 month. When your money comes in, then it will be good.
And then now, so this, let's say the loan that you were approved is 40,000 US dollars. Are you given this whole money? Like, how break it down? Like, when it comes in, is the money coming to you, then you pay the school fees, or
the money will come to the school?
Okay.
The school will give it to you.
The whole amount?
No, after they have subtracting their fees.
Okay,
so they subtract everything. They make sure that you are good with the school. Then the rest, it's 20,000. It's how many, you just get it.
And then now you will budget yourself for how you're going to spend this money on rent, and
you budget yourself,
and how you're going to spend it, like for that period that you'll be in the United States.
Yeah, it's a good thing to me, because it helped me to be able to start knowing how to plan myself. Because if you mess up a little bit, because you need to pay your loan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this money, let's say it is 60,000. It is 60,000.
Yeah.
And you've been given the 60,000. Like, do you start like paying? What are the terms of the loan? You start paying immediately?
Yes. Once you get the loan, when you have a grace period of a month or 3 months. If you request, you can request for more if you want, but the usual is 1 to 3 months. Then after 3 months, now they assume you are settled in the United States of America as a land of opportunity. You have to look for your opportunities to be able to start paying your loan.
Okay. Is there a minimum amount that you need to pay?
Yes, they have what we call it. You start by paying the interest. The amount of money you pay is depending on the loan that you took. Okay. If you took more money, you'll be paying more money. If you pay less, you'll be paying less. Yeah.
And so I have, my program is for 2 years, and I need to fund myself for these 2 years, and I have taken that loan. Is that loan that I'm given for 2 years or for 1 year?
No, the loan is depending on, it's yearly based.
Yearly?
Yeah.
So I'll take the loan for the first year. What happens in the next year?
You can even break it down to semester based.
Okay.
Yeah, you can decide to take every semester. You can decide to take yearly, but the maximum you can take is yearly. The long duration is yearly. So if you finish this first year, the second year, you have to maintain a good record, not only in the United States, even into your home country.
Okay.
In terms of if you have any loan. Especially in Kenya, there is a little bit problem where someone can take a loan with your ID. I don't know that's how it happens, but it affects people here in the United States, where someone took a loan with your ID. So you need to confirm all the time if there is something going on, so that you rectify before you reapply for a loan.
Can you be denied, like if you want to get it for the second year? Can you be denied?
Yeah, sure. If you have any bad records somewhere, even it's 1 shillings, you have already get like $40,000. You need an extra money for you to complete your studies. They can deny you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk now about how the education system is. Did you get any shock, like how different it is from your undergraduate or your university back home?
Yeah, it's kind of different. If you have not blended in it, you will find it very difficult at first. In Kenya, especially at the university I was, I don't know about the rest. I can speak to about Technical University of Mombasa. We were not serious until, it's tomorrow the exam. And you will just be able to read and pass the exam. But you come here is that every class I attend, you have a classwork with some of the called lab work, and then a homework.
Okay.
So a university guy, we used to do 1 or 2 homework in Kenya, but here I'm being given a lab work after every class. I have to go do lab work. I remember the first semester it was so hard on me until I dropped 1 course, because I could not be able to handle all those courses, because you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do. There's a project for every course you do. You have to do a project.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the work is intense.
The work is intense. The work is a lot, but also the more work you put on something, the more knowledge you get at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something that I forgot about the loan. Are there any special terms and considerations that you may want somebody to know or read before taking the loan? Something that you want somebody to know about the loan before taking up the loan?
Even maybe I can start with things that you consider before you apply the courses. Before you spend too much time investing on putting your application through any of this loan, check if the loan company supports your university and also the course that you want to take. And on the other hand, also check the loan terms, because the percentages and all that depicts the amount of money you will pay.
Okay. And
when you have been sent that loan agreement, read it thoroughly, because sometimes they hide some numbers. Like you have applied for $50,000 US. They have approved you $50,000 US. Then you decided to reduce to take, because you can take bit by a bit. You decided to take 20,000. They can give you a loan agreement of the 50,000. So you sign a loan agreement of 50,000, and you end up take 20,000. So you will end up pay 50,000 at the end of the day.
All right.
So which it happens to one of my colleague. He applied for a smaller loan from them, and the amount he was supposed to pay was almost triple. So he had to write to them, and they agreed that they did a mistake. But what if you have just went ahead and signed that one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it really worth it to take up these loans to come and study in the United States?
Basically, 100% worth it. As you may know that the opportunity to enter in the United States of America, it's 100% worth it. So if that loan can give you a chance to get to the land of opportunity, it's worth it. Don't hesitate.
Okay.
Yes.
And not all of us can get scholarships.
Yeah.
And not all of us can be able to fund our education.
Yeah.
sometimes it's good to look at sources of funding that can make you go to your dreams.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was looking, even these people who are rich, they get loans. And because not everybody is guaranteed for scholarships, you can look for other alternatives. And sometimes you can come in, maybe you are funded by a loan for one semester.
Yeah.
Then the next semester you get a scholarship.
Like for the case of mine, they rejected my second year, and it was so tough on me, and
Okay.
I decided to turn to the university and tell them, okay, I've tried to talk to my loan guys, but they have not given me this year. So the university, they chip in and paid for me. So now it was advantage for me because this money that I'm being given by the university, I want to pay back.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So it has reduced at least the amount of money that I could take from the loan. So don't worry much about maybe you won't be given again in the future. When you are already in America, magic always happens.
okay. So if you that loan can make you come to America,
Yeah.
take it and use that opportunity to better your life.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you very much for sharing this information about loans, because some of us don't know about these loans. Here in the United States, like, you've networked you've done good networking, and I was reading that you've started like a new company, and is it a startup or a new company? You can talk about that.
Yeah, sure. I came here, and a few months later, I decided to start another startup. Yes, and it has been really like working like magic, because here in the United States, I ideally came here with the idea that when you start something in America, it worked. So I used to think like that is they say we are just maybe it could be just a say, but it's real, because people here have a different energy like the one we have in Kenya. The people you work with, they will people are open to support you at all levels, being the university and being colleagues. If you tell them that I'm doing this, because literally in the US, at every 10 people, 3 people are doing startup in one or the other.
Okay.
Either Shopify, either Amazon FBA, either YouTube channel. Someone is doing something, always. So people understand that culture, and when you share with them, they will look for ways to help you out. Yeah.
All right. So, do people reach to you asking on how to do these applications, how to get to the United States?
Yes, I have helped a couple of people on the application process, guiding them on their interviews, and yeah, it is a good thing, because to me, after I arrived in America, I realized that it's worth it. If you are in Africa and you are thinking of coming to America, I won't discourage anyone. It's worth it. And anyone who is interested in coming here and reach out to me, I'm usually open to help.
So, what advice can you give to like somebody who's applying to the USA and they have maybe tried it, they have failed at the first attempt, and they are still looking for other opportunities? What can you tell them?
I usually have one basic say, and I say that in life, never give up.
Okay.
Always take risks, because everything's about taking risks. Deciding even to take a loan of over 10 million Kenya shillings to go study abroad, that's a risk.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you take, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward.
Okay.
Starting a startup is a risk. So always take a risk, because without taking risks, it will be very difficult for you to prosper and make it in life.
Okay.
So we should be not worried about taking risks in life.
All right. Thank you very much. You've shared lots of valuable information. And for our viewers, thank you for staying in up to this part of the show. And for you to continue getting such useful conversations that will help you get opportunities, please subscribe to these channels. And let me hear from you in the comment section down below. Thank you very much. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And I welcome you all to join Paya if you are in Kenya.
What is Paya?
Oh, Paya is a mobile banking. It helps people to create banking accounts using their mobile devices and or access different kind of financing services that they will be tailored according to your finances.
All right.
Yes.
So it's your company that is in Kenya.
Yes, it's a company that is currently both in Kenya and the US.
Okay.
So we are both certified in Kenya to carry out financial services and here also in the United States.
All right. It's called Paya.
Paya, P-A-Y-A.
Okay.
You can get the app on Apple Store or in Google Play Store in Kenya and an Apple Store in the US.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, viewer. Join Paya and great things over there. Bye-bye
Sure.
and thank
Bye-bye.
you.